Hello, dear children. Hope you all must be safe and fine and eager to study today's lesson. Today we shall study Lesson 6 of Science, Physical and Chemical Changes for Class 7th. But before we begin with the lesson, let us recall a few important points related to this chapter that I think you might have studied in your previous classes. You already have some knowledge regarding situations like what happens on dissolving sugar in water, what happens to water on keeping it in a fridge, what happens to milk if it is not kept in refrigerator during summers. Children, let us now see that what new we are going to learn today in this lesson. Today we will learn about physical and chemical changes. Then we will talk about rusting of iron, and towards the end of the lesson we shall discuss about crystallization. Let us now study about all these topics one by one in detail. First of all, we will study about physical changes. A change in which a substance undergoes a change in its physical properties like shape, size, color and state is called a physical change. Children, you should know that a physical change is generally a reversible change because no new substance is formed in such a change. To understand this clearly, you can perform a simple activity along with me. For this, first of all, take some pieces of paper and cut one piece out of these papers into 4 square pieces. Now, cut each square piece further into 4 square pieces. Next, lay these pieces on the floor or a table and try to join them in such a way that they acquire the shape of the original piece of paper. In doing so, you will see that obviously you cannot join these pieces back to the original piece. But you must have observed that there is no change in the property or the nature of the paper. So, it is an example of a physical change. Let us take another example of physical change. For this, collect some chalk dust or crush a small piece of chalk into dust or powder. Add a little water to it and make paste of it. Now, roll it in the shape of a piece of chalk and let it dry. You will again be able to form a piece of chalk but with a little variation in its shape from the original piece of chalk. Children, did you observe that in this activity also we have recovered chalk from the chalk powder but with a little variation in its shape? In this way, this is also an example of a physical change. Here is another example which will clearly help you to understand what a physical change is. Take some ice in a glass tumbler and allow it to melt by placing the tumbler in sun. The ice melts into water. Now, place this tumbler with water in a freezer and you will get solid ice once again. In this way, you have seen that the state of water changes from solid, that is ice, to liquid, and then from liquid back to solid. So, this is again a physical change. Now, boil some water in a container. After some time, you will see steam rising from the surface of water. Now, hold an inverted pan by its handle over the steam at some distance from the boiling water. Children, what do you observe on the inner surface of the pan? Yes, you will see tiny droplets of water on the inner surface of the pan. So, this is also an example of a physical change where initially water changes to steam or water vapors on boiling, and then this steam or water vapors are converted back to water on coming in contact with a cold surface. Children, you can see for yourself that in this example, only state of the substance, that is water, is changing from liquid to gas and then again back from gas to liquid. But there is no change in the nature or property of water. So, is it not an example of a physical change? Similarly, we will also study about a change in the color of a substance. For this, take an iron nail. Hold it with a pair of tongs. Now, heat the tip of the nail by keeping it on the flame of a burner or a gas stove. Children, you will see that after heating the nail for some time, its color changes. But surprisingly, if you allow it to cool for some time, then it will come back to its original color. So, this too is an example of a physical change, which involves a change in the color of the substance. In this way, children, we have studied about physical changes involving change in shape, state, and color. Now we will study about chemical changes. Children, what are chemical changes? A change in which the nature of the substance changes and in which one or more than one new substance is formed is called a chemical change. This change is not a reversible change. Now we will study about rusting of iron, which is an example of a chemical change. Children, do you know when do iron articles get rusted? Iron articles get rusted at room temperature if they are exposed to humid air. In fact, if the content of moisture is high in air, which means if the air is more humid, rusting becomes faster. In other words, for rusting, presence of both oxygen and water is essential. The process of rusting can be represented by the following equation. Iron plus oxygen plus water gives us rust, which is chemically known as iron oxide. Children, you all must have seen that a brown colored coating starts depositing on iron articles when they are exposed to air or water or both. This brown coating is actually the rust. This rust slowly starts destroying the entire iron article. So, we need to prevent rusting. Let us now see that how can we prevent rusting of iron. Children, if we prevent iron articles from coming in contact with air or water or both, then we can prevent that article from rusting. Can you think of any method by which we can prevent the contact between the iron article and air or water? Children, one simple way is by applying a coat of paint. This will prevent that iron article from rusting. Now you understand, children, why iron objects like cycles and cars are painted. In addition to this, methods like oiling and greasing are also used to prevent iron articles from rusting. You all must be familiar with the practice of greasing cycle chains and screws used in iron gates. Children, this is done to prevent them from rusting. Another way to prevent rusting is galvanization. In this process, a layer of metal like zinc is deposited on iron articles. This is because zinc is more reactive than iron. As zinc is more reactive than iron, galvanization of iron objects with zinc prevents the underlying iron from rusting. Children, you all know that the ships are made of iron and a part of them remains in water. But do you know how they are prevented from rusting? Yes, the process of galvanization is used to prevent these ships from rusting. Now we will study about the change that occurs in magnesium when it is burnt in air. For this, take a small piece of a thin strip of magnesium ribbon. Clean its tip with sandpaper. Bring the tip near a candle flame. It burns with a brilliant white flame and leaves behind a white powdery ash. The ash of magnesium ribbon is called magnesium oxide. On putting this magnesium oxide in water, we get magnesium hydroxide. This change can be represented by the following equation. Magnesium oxide plus water gives us magnesium hydroxide. Children, let us now see the reaction between iron and copper sulfate. In this, we will study about the change in color of the copper sulfate solution due to the reaction with iron nails. For this, we will require a beaker, a few crystals of copper sulfate and sulfuric acid. Take a beaker and add 50 ml tap water in it. Now, add 2 teaspoons of copper sulfate crystals in it and stir the solution. Now, add a few drops of dilute sulfuric acid in it. We have blue colored acidic solution of copper sulfate ready with us. Separate about 5 ml of this solution in a test tube and keep it for comparison in color later on in the activity. Drop 2-3 iron nails in rest of the solution and cover the beaker with a piece of paper. Wait for about half an hour. Now observe the color of both the solutions and compare them. Take out the iron nails. Children, you will observe that the color of the solution has changed from blue to green and a red coating has deposited on iron nails. Actually, this change has occurred due to a chemical reaction of copper sulfate with iron nails. The green color of the solution is due to the formation of iron sulfate, and red color on the iron nails is due to the formation of copper. In this way, you have seen that new substances are formed in a chemical reaction with a change in color, and a chemical change cannot be reversed. Children, to understand chemical change more clearly, let us take one another example. In this example, we will study about the change in the color of lime water. For this activity, take some lime water in a conical flask and a pinch of baking soda in a round bottom flask. Now, set up the apparatus as shown to you in the figure. Add a few drops of vinegar in the round bottom flask. On adding vinegar, you will hear a hissing sound and will see bubbles of gas coming out of it. This gas is carbon dioxide gas, which will turn lime water milky when passed through it. Actually, children, when carbon dioxide is passed through lime water, it results in the formation of calcium carbonate, which turns lime water milky. The turning of lime water milky is a standard test of carbon dioxide gas. We have just now seen that one or more new substances are produced in a chemical change. In addition to new products, the following may accompany a chemical change. Heat, light, or any other radiation may be given off or absorbed. Sound may be produced. A change in smell may take place, or a new smell may be given off. A color change may take place. A gas may be formed. Children, you all must have bursted firecrackers on festivals like Diwali. But do you know that explosion of firecrackers is also an example of a chemical change? This is because such an explosion produces heat, light sound, and unpleasant gases. And all these happenings are accompanied in a chemical change only. Now, we shall study about crystallization of copper sulfate. Let us see how crystals of copper sulfate are formed. For this, we will require a thread, saturated solution of copper sulfate, and some copper sulfate powder. Children, first of all, we will prepare saturated solution of copper sulfate. For this, take a cup full of water in a beaker and add a few drops of dilute sulfuric acid to it. Now, heat this beaker on a burner. When the water in it starts boiling, slowly add copper sulfate powder to it while stirring continuously. Continue adding copper sulfate powder till no more powder can be dissolved. Now, take another empty beaker. Take a pencil and tie a thread on it. Now put this pencil with thread tied on it into the beaker. Slowly pour the saturated solution of copper sulfate into this empty beaker. The thread will help to accumulate the crystals of copper sulfate. Now leave this beaker undisturbed for some days, and after some days, children, you will observe beautiful blue colored crystals of copper sulfate accumulated on the thread. Children, now is the time for a quick revision of the lesson. We have learned in this lesson that changes are of two types, physical changes and chemical changes. Physical changes are changes in the physical properties of a substance such as shape, state, and color. New substances are formed in a chemical change. Physical changes are reversible, whereas chemical changes are irreversible in nature. Children, now I will ask you some questions. Hope you will be able to answer them all correctly. So here is your first question. Which out of the following is a physical change? You have some options and you have to tick the correct option. Your options are setting curd from milk, melting of ice, rusting of iron, and burning of wood. I am repeating the question. Which out of the following is a physical change? And your correct answer is melting of ice. Yes, children, melting of ice is an example of a physical change. The second question is, chemical change involves formation of dash products. You have some options and you have to tick the correct option. The first option is new, old, physical, rusted. I am repeating the question. Chemical change involves formation of dash products. The correct answer is new. Chemical change involves formation of new products. Your third question is change of ice to water and water to steam is an example of a reversible process. You have to tell whether this statement is true or false. Yes, children, this statement is true because change of ice to water and then water to steam is a reversible process. Next question is, you have to fill in the blank. Copper sulfate plus iron forms dash plus copper. The answer is iron sulfate. With this, we come to the end of this chapter. Hope you all enjoyed learning the lesson with me. Goodbye, children, till we meet again with the next lesson. Till then, take good care of yourself. Thank you.